Hi, we're here at the wonderful Seaton Sports and Social Club. Hartlepool Media Group invited all the candidates for the Seaton Carew By-Election on October the 19th to participate in an interview where they would answer 3 questions each and have for 90 seconds each question and have a spare 90 seconds to introduce themselves. When these candidates put their name forward to run for office, they didn't expect to do something like that. And if you think this is easy, trust me, it isn't. So they all did fantastically well. And God bless all of them for agreeing to do this. They were magnificent. Hartlepool Media Group sincerely thanks them. And we hope it gives the residents of Seaton just a little bit more information to make the decision on October the 19th. So go and vote. And again, a warm thank you to all the candidates for doing this. Good show.
Hi, I would like to be a councillor for 3 reasons. First of all, UKIP is the only opposition to the Labour Party and the Conservative Party on Hartlepool Borough Council. For example, Councillor George Springer voted against the introduced car parking charges in Seaton Carew, whereas the Putting Hartlepool First councillors decided not to sit on any committees and therefore they didn't vote against the car parking charges. All 6 councillors in UKIP also voted against the pay rise for councillors. They have actually signed the forms rejecting the 31% pay rise and are not receiving that money. So the more councillors we have, the more changes we can make and the stronger the opposition we are. The second reason is I believe that communication is essential between residents in Seaton Carew and the council. And for that reason, I have been talking to a lot of the residents in Seaton Carew about the changes they want to see. And finally, if I'm a councillor, it will be my full-time job and my only job.
Hi everyone, my name is Sue Little. I've put myself forward once again for the upcoming by-election in the Seaton ward, which has been held on October the 19th. I've been married to Paul for 25 years and we have 3 grown sons. Now that I feel I have a little more spare time on my hands, I would love to help my fellow residents. Over the years, I've been quite active within committee rooms where I've helped and where I've had my questions answered and minuted. But I find it more rewarding when I've helped my fellow resident help within their situation. It may be nothing to me or you, but it could be the most horrendous situation they've ever found themselves in. I find that so gratifying. Of course, I get ruffled with the issues of our ward, with the antisocial behaviour, fly tipping, dog fouling, wind turbines, the digibins, health issues. We all do. But I believe that I'd be the right person for this ward. I know I will attend those committee meetings for all our residents, even if I'm not on that committee. I do truly believe that I'm the person. So on October the 19th, even if you've never voted before, please go, because the only person who can do anything is you. Please vote for me, Sue Little, independent, for a better Seaton Carew.
Right, it's important to me to use this time positively instead of wasting time talking about the failings and lack of representation from your current Seaton councillors As far as I'm concerned, there's work to be done, and as I've shown in the past, I'm not one to shy away from it. Seaton has high levels of need in respect of health, and I would also like to see more provision in Seaton to address these needs locally. This could be utilising Seaton Library as a hub for health visitors, baby clinics, health checks, immunisations, etc. Seaton has grown and deserves its fair share of services delivered locally, and that will improve the health of our residents, especially those with young families. So on October the 19th, I would appreciate your support by voting for me so that my voice can represent the whole of the Seaton ward.
The obvious question is why putting Hartlepool first? I am an independent, but being on your own isn't easy. So putting Hartlepool first were there to help me. They've helped me with leaflets, they've helped me with the costs and given me advice when I've needed it. They've helped me on legal matters, but they will not dictate how I vote or what I say. I am the voice of the residents, and those who know me know I don't back down on things that I believe in or care about, and that is Seaton. I am a strong, independent woman who has always had a vested interest in Seaton, with my children and my family, and now with my business. And if I'm elected, I will continue the good work that Paul Thompson has done for this ward.
Hello, my name is Mike Young. I'm running in the by-election on the 19th of October as the local Conservative candidate. And as many residents know, it's probably my third or fourth time of asking. But this time I'm really excited. I think we've got an opportunity to really get the kind of influence that Seaton needs within the chamber. The traditional parties work hard to deliver for the town, but I do think that Seaton's kind of fell by the wayside a little bit. I think independent representation hasn't always suited, if I'm honest. And what I want to do is be the kind of voice that puts Seaton back on the political map. I think my background in regeneration and communities and some education now probably gives me a good footing in terms of my interactions with people. People who know me will probably say that they get on with me quite well. And my philosophy is that working together is massively important. Everything that I've done in the past has been working with other people. I like to talk, I like to meet new people. And also in the context of holding the post of councillor, massive privilege, and I can guarantee that I'll attend the majority of meetings. I've got a very flexible working situation, and that's what I'll aim to do. So my promises are, I will listen, I will work with you, and I will aim to deliver on behalf of the residents of Seaton Carew. Thank you. Okay, so the issue of the Longska Centre is one that's been going on for a long time, and I think the guarantee that I want to give to residents of Seaton is that the owners of that particular property have already intimated to us that they want to speak to the Conservatives about the issue of the hall. They want to talk to us about their plans, and we are the only party that they're willing to have those conversations with. So if I was to become your elected representative on the 19th of October, that would be a massive priority from my perspective. I know it's a priority in Seaton for residents, and I can guarantee that those meetings will take place very, very quickly as soon as that election has been held. And if I am successful, I can commit to that straight away.
Longska is a blight on the seafront, and personally I would like to see it go. But as to what to replace it with, I think that decision should be up to the residents of Seaton Carew. Far too often, I believe Hartlepool Borough Council decides which amenities that Seaton Carew needs, but Longska should be the decision of the residents. But I would advise them not to vote for a cafe, because Hartlepool Borough Council has a really bad record of running cafes. So I would hold a vote, and whichever is the most popular choice, that is what I would like to see replace Longska.
If Hartlepool Borough Council bought the Longska Hall, I would love to see some sort of community hub there where it would be lots of family fun and an income for local businesses. For example, in springtime, Easter bonnet, parade, maypole dancing. Summer, you could have your family fun, sandcastle competitions, croquet, badminton, rounders. Autumn, Halloween parties and bonfire night. And then obviously Christmas markets for the winter time with hopefully an ice skating rink. This would all combine within the regeneration of Seaton Carew and hopefully bring that much needed business to our seaside.
The Longscar property was an integral part of the council's ambition for the regeneration of Seaton. If the opportunity arose again to acquire the building, which may occur after November, it could be utilised to expand the current 1.3 million investment by the Labour Council through the Coastal Communities Fund. I would like to see a further application to the Coastal Community Fund and enhance the area by providing high quality public events where residents can experience outdoor events, craft fair, seasonal markets, etc. This would provide a unique opportunity for residents and visitors alike without jeopardising the businesses that are thriving in the Seaton Carew area. It would also give families further reason to visit a flagship area of our town.
It's not if, it's when the Longska property is going to be acquired by the council. It's an eyesore and it really should be removed from a landscape. But we need a plan. It's going to be another year before we can actually do something about it. But instead of that year coming up and not knowing what we're going to do, we should have a consultation for the people of Seaton. We live here, we see it every day, so we should actually decide. I'm going to listen to the people of Seaton and I'm going to put forward all of their ideas in council meetings. I'm going to work alongside the council to try and get those ideas passed. I am a resident. And if you want my idea, it shouldn't be a seasonal thing. It should be something like an open space for events or Christmas markets, farmer stalls. We've got a fantastic beach area. Why don't we introduce something to do with the surfers that come here? Kite flying competitions. We're going to get a little water park. So why don't we integrate the water park with an outdoor play area? I don't know, something for children of all abilities. But we need to bring the business back to the businesses of the Seaton. We need to make people want to stay here and want to come here. Let's make it a holiday village again. I think we see a few challenges in Seaton, two of them being the wind turbines and car parking charges. We've just been talking about how we're going to redevelop the seafront and we're going to spend £1.3 million to turn around and see 4 monstrosities behind it. We need to get the word out. People of Seaton, not everybody knows about this. I need to speak to other wards to see, because it'll have an impact on them, see if their residents actually know about this. And I'll work together with the Wind Turbine Action Association and continue their fight alongside James. I'll be the voice of the people in the planning committee. Seaton doesn't want this. They also don't want the car parking charges. I've spoken with local businesses and they've seen a significant dip in their takings. It's a tax on residents. They're now having to pay to park their cars and we're restricting visitors. They don't want to pay to go and have a walk along the seafront and then buy a coffee afterwards. We see enforcement officers giving out parking fines, but they also should be giving out dog fouling fines and littering ones. In future, we're going to find out how much of this is actually going to cost us, where any of the profits are going from, and are they getting put back into Seaton. I'll fight for the removal of the car parking charges till the residents agree that this should be in place.
I think the greatest challenge in Seaton would be around the economy. I think there's quite a lot of diversity, there's a bit of deprivation in the ward, and I think it's about trying to find ways of balancing those things out. But focusing on the equality and the economy, I think the the aim should be to support local businesses, to try and find ways as a council to bring in investment that doesn't have any strings, and I want to be part of the influence of that, and I want to be part of the process in doing that. And I think it's about bringing ideas to the council that they can make a good decision on, and I think it's fair to say that the traditional parties within the chamber are the ones that do make the decisions. That's where the influence is held. So as the local Conservative candidate and hopefully councillor, I want to be involved in that change. I want to be involved in those investment discussions. Regeneration is something that I'm massively passionate about, and I've done various projects across the town in that effect. So using those skills and using contacts that I already have with the power station and also with some of the local businesses in the area, I want to be able to make that kind of difference. So the economy is something I do see as massive.
I think the biggest challenge for Seaton Carew is the fact that Labour Party and the Conservative Party are running Hartlepool Borough Council. If you want to attract more visitors to Seaton Carew, then you don't introduce car parking charges, because the tourists will just park their cars where they don't have to pay, and then there are less car parking spaces for local residents. The second issue is the proposed wind turbine on Brenda Road. That would be an absolute blot on the landscape, and it would make the lives of local residents absolutely terrible. And the third thing is Hartlepool Borough Council is very good at wasting money. For example, the £90,000 that was spent on the solar powered bins. I think that money should have been spent on things that the residents of Seaton Carew would like to have. And so the solution to this problem is don't vote for Labour, don't vote for Conservatives, vote for UKIP, because we will spend the money on things that the people of Seaton Carew want. We will not waste money, because we know you have worked hard for that money, and so it shouldn't be wasted.
Depending where you live within the ward, I would say Elizabeth Way area would be the wind turbines. The wind turbines are far too large to be near residential properties. Although I do believe that we need to find another energy source, I think these turbines are going to be placed far too close to our homes. Warrior Drive, I would say the landfills. Over the years, landfill sites have crept nearer to people's back gardens. I believe that the soils of these gardens should be tested on a regular basis to ensure that these soils are free from danger to our families and friends. Jutland Road, I believe this area is, since the Hartlepool Borough Council brought the charges within the local skipment amenities, Jutland Road has been a dumping ground where this is costing the council more, in effect, than what they're taking in for the things that have been dumped.
The greatest challenge overall is maintaining our council's budget, given the savage cuts to the council's budget of £20 million by the present government. There is enormous pressure on our ageing population and the demands on social care. My aim is to ensure that this budget is protected and we look after our frail, elderly and vulnerable residents, and they are allowed to remain in their home environment with a full package of support for as long as possible. We need to ensure the social budget is spent on community-based services, and these services are delivered locally to the residents of Seaton. With diminishing budgets within Cleveland Police and partner agencies, we need to work together as a team and share intelligence. With a coordinated approach regarding community policing, enforcement and antisocial behaviour, we would be able to target more resources in those areas that need it the most. I'm prepared to represent Seaton on the Council's Community Safety Partnership, and ensure sufficient resources are targeted towards those areas with the highest prevalence of crime. Labour's regeneration plans for the Longscore Centre could also be an alternative outlet for youth to divert them from their antisocial behaviour.
Yes, we do have a problem in Seaton. We have a problem on the sand dunes with fires and litters. We have problems with the derelict buildings on Station Lane and the Longscore Hall, and we have gangs going to the arcades. Education really should start at home. Do you know where your child is and what they're doing? And sometimes you don't though. So we really should go into the schools and show the children how their actions affect others. Why don't we go into senior schools? They're the ones that party on the beach and leave their bottles behind. Get them to volunteer with Jess and her clean-up crew. We have a lot of services taken away from children. We need to give them something back. Take them off the street so they can release their energy. We've got baseball, football and cricket. Put events on for them or ask them what they want to do. They'll be more likely to use those services. But if all else fails, we need to find out where the high priority areas are. Get some CCTV involved so we can challenge their behaviour.
I think what's interesting about antisocial behaviour and young people playing up, if you like, is that my experience is that you've got to have a conversation with those individuals, or you've got to have a conversation with those groups. I work a little bit in education, so I have those kinds of conversations anyway. But my focus would be to use education, to go into assemblies, to speak to Seaton residents who are at the schools across the town, and to give a message of positivity, because I think it's easy to say, you know, young people shouldn't be doing what they're doing, young people are causing a nuisance. I think what the bigger thing to do is to ask them the question, to get them involved in a dialogue and to find out what support and what services they actually need in order to have a fulfilled life. I think a lot of my experience and a lot of the things that I'm passionate about revolve around people having chances and getting opportunities to do things that they A, may never do, and B, that lead on to things that make them feel proud of themselves. So I think dialogue's important. I think working towards a partnership with young people and residents as a whole to try and build packages that support young people, and then using the influence of office to try and make those changes and to get that value to young people.
Okay, how to deal with antisocial behaviour, particularly by young people. I think you need a twofold approach to this. First of all, young people need somewhere to go. For example, they have the youth club in Seaton Carew, but it's only open for 2 days a week and 2 hours each day. I would like to see the youth club opened for much longer, possibly 6 days a week and for longer hours, because if the young people don't have anywhere to go, then they're just going to cause trouble. The second approach to this is to increase police numbers and also neighbourhood safety watches, because the community needs to send a message to young people that antisocial behaviour is not acceptable in Seaton Carew. And I think the combination of these two factors will hopefully reduce antisocial behaviour in Seaton Carew.
Antisocial behaviour is rife across the town. I believe that the young generation has nowhere to go apart from the arcades, and we don't want to introduce gambling as a pastime. I believe that we should have a centralised community hub even within the park area of Seaton Carew, where we could have our table tennis competitions again, snooker, gaming nights, DVD nights, Duke of Edinburgh Award, discos. Jutland Road has already got their community hub. I would love for these to be filled each evening with our youngsters, so where they can learn to love and respect each other and to keep the young youths off our streets.
Rolling.
Hi, we're here at the fantastic Seaton Sports and Social... Oh, bunch.
Keep it going.
Psst. Hi, we're here at the wonderful Seaton Sports and Social Club. We invited... oh no, hang on, it's got to be Hartlepool Media Group.
We're going to keep this in.
Hi. Sorry. Stop it, Steve. Hi, we're here at the wonderful Seaton Sports and Social Club. Now, stop it.